Hello and welcome to the module 5 of our video editing mastery course. In this module, we will learn about another editing software which is industry based software called Adobe Premiere Pro. So, in this module, we will talk about everything you need to learn about Adobe Premiere Pro, how it's working, what are the basic features of Adobe Premiere Pro, how we can edit our videos inside Adobe Premiere Pro, and after learning this module, you will be able to edit your own videos inside Adobe Premiere Pro. So let me introduce myself. Hi, I am Rahil, a passionate and experienced video editor and a content creator with over 4+ years of experience in the industry. I having worked on 500 plus projects ranging from short form social media content to full length YouTube videos. As an instructor, I specialize in teaching beginner to advanced video editing techniques with a focus on AI powered tools, cinematic storytelling, color grading, and social media content creation. Video editing is just not my profession, it's also my passion and an exciting career that allows me to bring ideas to life. So, in this module 5, we will learn about different course content in which we include course description, learning outcomes, introduction to Adobe Premiere Pro availability, navigating Premiere Pro interface, editing workflow and timeline management, basic editing techniques, AI powered features, professional audio mixing and color grading, YouTube video and short form editing in Premiere Pro. And at last, we will learn about how we can export and render our videos inside Premiere Pro. So let's start with our course description. This module provides a comprehensive guide to Adobe Premiere Pro, the industry standard video editing software used by professionals worldwide. Participants will learn how to edit high quality videos efficiently, apply advanced effects, enhance colors, and improve audio for a polished final product. Additionally, the course covers AI-driven features that speeds up the editing workflow to make content creation more efficient and effective. By the end of this module, learners will able to create professional grade videos for YouTube, social media, corporate projects, and also film production as well. What are the different learning outcomes from this module? By the end of this module, learners will be able to gain a strong understanding of Premiere Pro's interface and its workflow, master basic and advanced video editing techniques, including multi track editing, utilize AI powered tools to speed up editing and improve content quality, apply professional color correction and grading techniques for cinematic visuals, enhance audio quality using built in AI tools and Adobe Audition. So Adobe Audition is a separate software which we will not be covering in this module, but the same features are also available inside Premiere Pro, which we'll be covering in this module. So after that, we will export videos in the best settings for YouTube, social media, and professional use. And we will also optimize for our videos for our engagement, retention, and platform specific requirements. Okay. Now we will start with the introduction to Adobe Premiere Pro. So Adobe Premiere Pro, as I already told you, that is one of the most widely used professional video editing software in the industry. It's a powerful non-linear editing software that offers high-end features for creating cinematic quality videos. Adobe Premiere Pro used in films, televisions, content creation, and also in marketing as well. It offers advanced editing tools, AI powered automation, multicam editing, motion graphics, and high quality audio processing, making it a preferred choice for professional grade video productions. With seamless integration into Adobe Creative Cloud, it allows efficient collaboration to access assets across different Adobe products such as Adobe Photoshop, Adobe After Effects, and Adobe Audition as well. Now we will talk about the Adobe Premiere Pro availability. So Adobe Premiere Pro is available on Windows and Mac as a part of Adobe's Creative Cloud subscription. Unlike free editing tools, Premiere Pro requires a monthly or an annual subscription. User can access the software through Adobe's Creative Cloud desktop app, Files can be stored on Adobe Creative Cloud, allowing seamless workflow across devices. Adobe Pro is ideal for content creators, filmmakers, video editors, and businesses looking for a robust professional editing tools with powerful capabilities. Adobe Premiere Pro also available as a mobile application, and its name is Adobe Rush. It's available on Play Store and App Store as well. Want to know more on video editing? Like, share, and subscribe for more. Now we will start with the navigation of Premiere Pro interface. Let me open Premiere Pro. So over here, as you can see, I am opening Premiere Pro, and as you open Premiere Pro, you will be greeted with this screen. This is basically called home screen, and over here we can find different options similar to other video editing software that we have learned earlier. Over here you will able to see all the recent projects that we have worked earlier, and over here you will see we have a new project where we can create new projects. If we have already created different projects of earlier, we can also open different projects, and over here we can also open Premiere Rush project. Premiere Rush is a simple base Premiere Pro project, but over here we are learning the advanced Premiere Pro, so we will start with creating a new project. Okay, so we will click on new project, and as we click on new project we will be greeted with this window. Over here we need to name our project something, so we will name our project test video 1, and underneath we have the location wherever our project file will be saved, and down there will be a template. Okay, so if you are creating similar style of videos each time and you have different assets that you can want to use each time, so you can create a template for that particular project, and whenever you are creating a new project you can include that template over here. So currently we don't have any template, and if you want to skip the import mode you can do that, but we don't skip that, so we will simply click on create. And as we will simply click on create, then it will take a little time depending upon your system. So if you have a very low end system, it may take a minute to work because it's an industry standard software, and also it is little heavier on your system. So don't be afraid. Why this black screen is because it's take a little time to import stuff. So as if we click on import, after that we will be greeting with this window. Okay, over here we this is basically called an import window. Okay, over here we will need to import different clips if we want to import from here, or either we can import the videos inside our project as well. Okay, so it's totally up to you. So I will teach you both the ways you can import your video. First of all, you will have to name your sequence. So whichever the video we are creating, first we need to create the project, and inside that project we will be having different sequences that we can create, and in those sequences we will be able to work on project. So sequence can also be called a mini project inside a larger project. So over here this is called sequence 1, we will leave it as it is. And over here if we want to automatically, let's say we have created an educational content, or let's say we have created a vlog, and in those vlog we have a separate a language such as Arabic, Spanish, or whatever, and you want that whenever you import that project it will auto start transcribing those language, and it will give us a text based whatever it has transcribed using our audios. And if you want to do that, you can click on this tab and it will auto detect. So for currently we don't do that, and over here these are our home desktop documents. So these are our different software, and these are our different devices available, or you can say different drives available, which we can navigate and we can simply collect our data. So let's say if we want to collect any data from here, we can simple on click on multiple ticks and we can import our data. So currently we don't need that, we can simply skip this step as well because we will be creating over here. So this is the basic interface of our Premiere Pro. Okay, so this window will be a little bit different whatever you will experience, because we can customize our workflow according to our usage. Okay, so when you open your Premiere Pro, we will be having different workspaces. We can create our own, whatever the features we mostly we use, or whatever we things that are most complement our editing workflow. So over here, if you click on this particular button, this is called workspace, and if we go on editing, so this will be a main timeline, or this is main work flow that you will be greeting whenever you are opening your own Premiere Pro project. Okay, so if you see over here, this is very cluttered, but mostly people use their Premiere Pro using this default way. It's totally up to you if you want to use this default way or if you want to customize it however you want. Okay, now I will teach you different tools or different boxes, what are the means and why are these are over here. Okay, if you see on top, these are three options that we can use. Either we can go to home, this will bring us to the very start page of a Premiere Pro, and then over here we can go back and import whatever the videos, audios and images we want to import inside our Premiere Pro project. Unlike other video editing software, we don't get any pre-made stock footages or text templates or anything. We have to create everything manually over here. And the second window is called edit, where we will be doing our entire editing. And then there is the last one, which is called export, which we will be covering later in this video. Okay, so over here you will see this is called source no clips. That means this particular section is called source clips. Whatever you will be placing over here, this is basically called import section. So the interface of this particular software is a little bit different to other editing softwares. So first of all, we need to import everything, then we'll need to verify everything over here, verify, or you can say preview everything over here inside our source file. And if we like the stuff, then we can import into our timeline, and whatever the timeline is over here, and we will be having a playhead, and whatever the video or the image or the audios underneath this playhead will be seeing or listening over here under our program section. And over here this is a detail section, which is also called properties sections over here. Okay, so first of all, we will import some stuff over here. How we can import? Either we can double click anywhere, or we can click on this import media. Okay, so we will import everything onto our project like so. So over here we have imported every video that we want to use, or that we are basically using for our all different modules over here. Okay, this is our basically called import section. Now we have imported everything, or we can also browse our media from here, and we can find particular drive where we want we have our data, and we can simply copy those data and we can paste it over here as well. Over here how we want to look our import media. Over here we have different options available. Over here we can toggle read only and write only options. Okay, over here we have our switch. This is icon view. We have been seeing icon, and as we scrub through, we will able to see how the videos flowing. Okay, or if we don't want, we can also toggle the list view as well. And over here, if you go for list view, you will see all the details about this project. So this has all these video have 30 frames per second, and these are starting from 00. Media start has and its ending. These are their ending duration, and these are the total duration of the video. And if we have any created in and out points into our video, that will be shown right over here, and then it will accumulate the total duration as well. And these are the other video, and for the last you will be able to see what are the resolution or aspect ratio of the videos are. So the resolution are 1920 by 1080p. This is basically the RD information. And at last status, so if any clip goes down or deleted by accident, you can able to see the status over here. And over here, if you want to make it check as good or hide whatever you want to do, you can do it. And if we have transcribed these audios, the transcript status will be shown over here. So these are all the detail that we can find underneath. And then this is the third section, which is basically called freeform. Okay, so what is freeform? Which basically means we can drag anywhere we want. We can stack multiple videos on top, or whatever we want to. Like, we can freeform our clips according to our use. So whichever you prefer, you can select it. I mostly prefer my import section as icon view. So it is mostly best for myself. And over here, this is zoom in section. If you want to zoom in and see everything clearly, you can make it zoom in, so that you can find every if video individually, or if you want to make it shorter, you can also do that. And over here you can sort everything either via label, either via selected, I have either name, media time, and there are different options available that you can sort your different videos right over here. And over here there is also called there is find button available inside of your project bin. So if you have labeled your media in your own way and you cannot find the way, you can simply search your media inside this import section. And same as our Windows or Mac, we can also create multiple folders in order to organize our files. So over here there is called new bin. If we click on that, we can able to create a new project. So inside Premiere Pro, the folders are called bins. So we can import any we can also create multiple bins inside our import section, so that we can organize our data. We can create a bin, or in other words, we can create a folder for videos, we can create a folder for audios, we can create a folder for images and for sequence, and so on, so that our data will get organized. So whenever we try to find a thing, we can easily find it. So let me give you an example. Let's say you are working on a project, and that project contains 10 days of worth of data. Okay, so what you can do, either you can place the entire 10 days of data into a single import folder, or you can create multiple folders naming day 1, day 2, so that you will be having the data totally organized, and you can check the data whenever you want to check. Okay, so I will just simply name it videos, so that I can select all these videos and I can simply drag it into this particular folder. And over here this is called new item. So over here we can create different options, like say we can create sequence for our project. I will later on tell you what is sequence called. And then we can also create project shortcut, we can also create offline file, we can create adjustment layer, as we have learned in the module 4 what is adjustment layer in Filmora video editing software. The same concept is also applying over here. Then we can also create bars and tone, we can create a black video if we want to. For some reason we can also create color mattes. Color mattes are basically we can create single color videos right over here. And then we can create universal counting letters as well, and transparent video as well. So whatever we want to create, we can create right over here. Okay, and this is a delete button. Let's say we want to delete anything, we can simply click on it and it will get deleted. So this is the basically whatever we want to need inside our project bin. Okay, after that we will be having this source file. How it will all work, I will show you. Let's say we have these different videos and we want to preview this video. Either we can scrub through from here, or either we can double click and it will open right over here under our source section. As you can see over here, using this blue slider, you can slide through your video to find whatever the perfect data or for perfect time you want to use. Over here you will see that we have a marker. If we want to add a marker, or over here we have our mark in section and mark out section. Let's say you want to use your video from here until the end. Okay, so you just want to use this particular section of your video. So now same as Filmora, you can either drag the entire video, you can drag the entire audio, or you can drag video and audio as a whole if you want to. And over here you can play and pause your video. Over here you can step one frame back if you want to see frame by frame video, and over here you can go forward, and over here you can go to shift out and shift in. If you have added in and out points, you can quickly go towards the in point and out point using over here. And this is basically called snapshot or export frame. Let's say you want to create a take a screenshot of this particular frame, you can simply click on it and you can take a screenshot. And over here you can also take check a guideline or safe margins which you can use if you want to. Okay, so this is basically called source monitor. Okay, and after that this is your called timeline, or you can also call sequence. So So here comes the main difference between Adobe Premiere Pro and other editing software. So other editing softwares come with the project, and in that project we will be having a timeline, and inside timeline we can put our videos, audios, images, and whatever we want. Let's say effects, stickers, or filters, whatever we want to import, we can import over there. And after that we can simply edit, or most we can create a compound clip which will be combining 2 to 3 different videos or 2 to 3 different tracks, and it's merging them together. So that's it what we can do. But inside Premiere Pro we have a project, and inside project we can create multiple timelines, or in other words we can create multiple sequences. So each sequences can have their own different timeline. So that, let's say if you have a 5 day of data and you want to edit those data, so you can create a sequence for each day and you can edit the data, and when we have the exported data, and then you can create those data, and then you will edit those data separately. So let's say you have this entire data available on your own. So now we will create a sequence. How you can create a sequence, as I already told you, we will click on new item, and now we will click on sequence. Okay, and as you can see we will be greeted with this new window which is called new sequence. Over here we need to name our sequence, so we will just simply name it sequence 1. Over here we can simply use these different presets available, or we can go towards settings to create our own. So let's say we can change the time base. Time base is basically the fps of our project or our sequence. So we will change that to 30 fps, and over here we have the frame size, or basically the resolution of our video, which is basically 1920 by 1080p, and this is our aspect ratio. And there is other different options which we don't need to change. There are color management available, there are tracks available, or there are VR video available. If we are into creating a 3D video as well, we can go for that as well. So we will currently be doing a simple video, and we will simply click OK. As we click OK, we will have this icon which signify that this is a sequence, and it's created inside our import section. And over here you will see that we have sequence. Now our sequence had different video tracks naming as v1, v2, v3, and over here we have different our audio tracks named as a1, a2, a3, and so on. Now we will talk about the basic editing techniques inside Premiere Pro. So now as we have scrubbing through our video, and we just need to use our audio. As you can see, we can simply add our audio. If we want to use simple audio, we can do our audio, or if we want to drag both, we can drag both as well. And how we can zoom in, as you can see there are knobs available at the very end. Okay, if we drag this knob on toward the right side, or we can drag this knob toward left side, we can make zoom in onto our track as well, or onto our timeline as well. So we have implemented one video. Now this is the second video. Let's say we want to take it as a whole, we will drag it as a whole. Okay, like so. And at the end, and let's say you don't want to deal with the source monitor, you want that, okay, this is the video, I want to use it entirely. So how you can do that? You can simply drag it right over here, and it will be directly be imported towards your timeline or into your sequence. So in this way you can directly import your stuff right over here. Okay, and then this is basically, this blue line is called playhead, and wherever this playhead is, it will be directly be shown onto your program sequence as well. And after that you will have all these videos available onto your space, or onto your these different tracks. This is video track and this is audio track. After that, now we will move toward other different stuff that is available inside our Premiere Pro. Okay, and this is basically called the properties panel. Let's see, if I click on this video, you will see all the properties panel are be shown over here. We can also let's see if our video is not completely up to the mark and it's shorter, then we can simply click on this fill button in order to fill or fit that to frame, which is our this basic frame. And then over here we can simply change the position of X by controlling the left click of our mouse and dragging it left or right in order to change the value. and same we can do for the y value as well. Okay, and there is a same anchor point at the center where we can also change the value of our x using its anchor point as well. So in the anchor point, it will there will be a fixed value, and around that particular value we'll be able to change our these particular values. And over here, this is basically scaling, same as other software. We can also scale in and scale down our videos right around here. And over here we have set log the scale, and if we want to do it on the x section, we can do that, and this is our y section. So whatever we want to do, we can do that, and we can also create a lock as well. Okay, and right around here we can see that we can improve our scaling point, and this is basically the rotation point. We can rotate right from here, and same goes for our opacity. We can decrease or increase the opacity. And there is another section which is present over here, which is basically cropping section. So we can simply crop our image right from our properties panel. Let's say if we want to do the crop from left side, we can increase the left percentage, and you will see that it's cropping from left. And if we don't want to crop from left, let me reset all these values so that we can easily see whatever it's happening. And if we want to do the crop section on top, we can do that as well. And if we want to crop from right, we can do that, and same goes for bottom as well. And right underneath we have a section for audio as well, but over here we can only able to change the volume of our audio. There is nothing present over here because there is a separate section for our audio as well. So over here we can either increase the value for our decrease the value of our audio, or we can increase the value of our audio as well. And if we want to adjust the speed, we can simply click on it, and there will be another dialog box open where we can increase or decrease the speed of our video. So 100% will be the default speed, and if we increase by 100%, let's say 110, 120, 130, or whatever we want to increase, it will increase our speed of the particular video. And if we do negative under 100, let's say 90, 95, 80, 85, something like that, and it will decrease the speed of our particular clip. And if we want to reverse our speed, we can do that by clicking on this reverse speed button. And same, and let's say if we want to increase or decrease the speed of our video, the audio will be also be increasing or decreasing. But if we want to maintain the audio pitch, and we don't want to get audio affected by the speed, you can say adjusting the speed, we can simply click on there, and it will do that as well. And over here is the time interpolation. Okay, time interpolation is basically same as we saw in the module 4 of our Filmora video editing software. Over here we can interpolate our flow. So if we increase the speed, it will, what it will do, it will sample few frames, and it will combine them to either slow the video or either increase the video, whatever we choose. And frame blend, what it will do, it will combine the similar frame, and it will blends them together in order to increase speed or decrease the speed. But what it will, our optical flow will do, optical flow will add few frames when if we decreasing our video, so that our slow video will get a lot of smooth motion. And if we increasing the value, it will also be more smoother than this. And if we want to change anything, we can click OK. So let's say I will increase the speed by 150%, and I will hit OK. You will see that our video speed has been increased right over here, and you will see it's increasing right over here. So in this way we can increase or decrease the speed of our video. Now that was that basic navigation of Premiere Pro interface. Now we will move towards the editing workflow and timeline management of our video editing software called Premiere Pro. Now we are back into our Premiere Pro software, and now we will talk about other different stuff of our Premiere Pro software. Okay, let's say you don't want to change the properties panel, and there is another panel which is available inside Premiere Pro, where we can change different settings of our particular clips, our text, or our different effects, which is basically called effect control. And we have to look after the effects control panel, and in the default section it is available right after this source panel. And if we click on the effects control, we have the similar property section which is available over here, but over here we can control different aspect of it. So over here we can simply change the position, let's say from the left to right or whatever we want. We can also do the scaling, and over here we can also change the scaling position by using our sliders. Same goes for uniform scaling. If we uncheck this one, then we can scale the height if we want to, or we can scale the width. But if we want to do the scaling both, then we have to check this uniform scaling position. Then we have a rotation bar. Either we can use this knob or we can use these values in order to rotate our video. And these are the reset parameters. So let's say if we increase any of these values and we want to go back to the default one, then we will simply have to press this reset parameters button. And then same, this is the anchor point, as I told you earlier over here what anchor points do. And same, let's say we have recorded a video and that video have some sort of different in flickers in the video, because we have different lighting conditions in our video. So let's say if our videos having some flickers, we can simply increase or decrease the value of this anti-flicker filter. So what it will do, it will decrease all the flickering will happening in our video. Flickering is basically whenever we record and our if there is a light source in the video, that light source become, you can say, very the light source won't be coming very great, so we need to change that by using this filter. And same, these are different crop options. Okay, either we can use this slider or we can use this position parameters in order to change the crop of our video. And at last we have this second last, we have the opacity. Over here we can change the opacity, we can change this blend mode, whatever we want. But there is another thing, we can also mask the opacity however we want. Either we can create an elliptical mask, we can create a square mask, or we can also create a mask using our pen tool. So whatever we want to do, we can do that. So just for the reference, I will bring this video on top like so, and I will create a mask around this video. So I will select this elliptical one, and as you can see, it created a rough mask around that option, and where we can use our mouse in order to guide our mask whatever we want. And if we simply click, then what it will do, it will only change the value of that particular point wherever we have selected. Okay, but if we hold the shift button and then we can click on any of it, then it would, what it will do, it will uniformly increase or decrease the value of that mask wherever the point are. So let's say this is right, and now this is the mask that we want to go with. Let me decrease a little bit so we have a perfect selection. Okay, let's, and now as we have created as opacity mask, now we can change its value to position wherever we want. So in this way, if we have creating a reaction video, so in this way we can create a reaction videos like so, as you can see. And over here we can also change its edge feather as well. As you can see, we can create a mask path. If we have targeting a particular selection, we can create the path of our particular mask. We can also increase or decrease the feather of our mask if we want to. If we increase the feather, the ending of the mask will look like this, that it's blending with the video. Okay, and if we can also increase the opacity of the mask, similar to increasing the opacity, we can also do the mask expansion. So if we want to expand our mask, we can expand it from right from here F12, and then we can invert the mask so that everything will be selected, but the area that we have selected will be cut it out from the video. And over here, this will be the basic opacity that will control for the entire video. So we can create multiple masks from for the same video. It's totally depend upon us. Okay, so for this reference, I will simply delete the mask, because, and I will also change its reset the parameter of its position values as well. Now we will go back down, and over here you will see after our opacity panel we have time ring. That means, let's say if we want to increase or decrease the speed, we can do that using our this parameter, or we can use this to increase or decrease the speed, so that we can change the time revamping of our video. Over here underneath, this is the audio section where we can increase or decrease the value of our volume. So the 0 decibel will be the normal value, and if we increase, let's say 1 decibel, 2 decibel, it will increase our audio volume, and if we decrease it, it will decrease our audio volume accordingly. And over here, this is the channel volume where we can uh, see that we have two different volumes coming from left ear and the right ear. So we can also control that, whether if we want to increase the value onto our left ear and we want to decrease the value on right ear, same as a 3D space audio. So we can change the values from here. And the next one is planner is basically balancing the audio. If we want to, if our audio is doesn't be balancing, we can balance our audio using this planner section. So this is basically the effect panel, and you will see that each different option has a stopwatch icon at the very start. That signifies that we can create toggle animation. What is toggle animation? In other software we have learned about the toggle animation, which is basically keyframing. So we can animate whatever the values we are giving, either it's on position, either it's on scaling, either it's on rotation, or whatever the parameter that we are giving. We can increase or we can change its values using our this toggle animation. So let's say, just for a reference, I want to first of all I want an animation where this video will be shorter and it's coming full fit to the frame. So how we can do that? We will click on this toggle button to add a keyframe right over here. And what we will do, we will add another keyframe on scaling, and over here we will decrease the value to something like this, so it will not be showing onto our screen. And little bit we will go on a little bit further, then we will create another toggle option. And now if we want to create another keyframe, we'll have to click on this particular button. What it will add or remove the keyframe. If we click on this, what it will do, it will simply tell us that this section will delete existing keyframe. So if we want to delete the existing keyframe, we will click on this, or if we want to add different keyframes, we will have to click on this. And these arrow will, you can say, switch between the previous keyframes or the upcoming keyframes depending upon the values. So right over here, what we will do, we will reset it so that it will move the position toward full. So now what, how it will look like this, I will play the video. You will see that the value of the position, it's moving dynamically. And same we will do for rotation as well. How we can do that? We can simply create a toggle option for rotation, and after that we will create another key point, and over here we will rotate our video to around 28 degree, and then we will create another keyframe where we will reset its value. And you will see that we there is a graph creating, and we can also choose their knobs in order to, you can say, make the effect smoother or lighter. Whatever we want to do, we can do right over here. So you will see that it will move like this, and then it will comes back to its original value. So like this we can change its value. And for the keyframes, we'll need to remember that there are different types of keyframes available. Okay, so let's say these are the keyframe, and we can also change the in temporal interpolation or special interpolation. So how the temporal interpolation? So currently jumping from one value to another value is in a linear form. So if we can change that to bezier, we can change to auto bezier, continuous bezier, or we can change to ease in and ease out. How ease in will work? Let's say I will change that to ease in. What it will do, I will select both of them. Let's go for scaling, so you will get a perfect idea. I will change that to ease in. So what it will do, it will start very slowly and it will end very fast. But if we do ease out, it will do the opposite. And how it will look like this, just see, it was starting slow, but at the end it will get very fast. And over here we can handle this position whatever we want. If we want to increase the speed at the very start, as you can see, but we want the speed lower speed at the end, how it will look, see. But at the end it will be again lowered down to its particular value. So we can change how the parameters or how these keyframes are working by controlling their these graph as well. So these are the different effects of it, things that we can do onto our particular clip using our effects control panel. Okay, for the reference I will simply delete all of these keyframes, because we need to teach you other stuff as well. So we will simply delete all of this, and now what we will do, we will go back, and after the key effects control panel, we have another panel called graphics template. So let's say we want to add a certain text to our video. How we can do that? We can simply click on this text type tool, and we can simply write our text, or we will go towards the text graphics templates tool, and over here we will find different sort of files available that we can simply, and these files are called market files. So we can use these different files in order to add an animated text to our videos. Let's say if we don't want to add any animated text, we want a simple text, so we will simply check this type tool, and we will simply click on it, and it will create a graphics template. As you can see, it will create a graphic track, and over here we will write anything we want. So I will write text video 01, and you will see that the graphics panel or the properties panel will be opened over here. And over here we can simply, as we do for other softwares, we can change the text. So we will select a bolder text, like so, and we can also change its uh, you can say some fonts are available with, let's say if I select the Monstart, they have different font style available. Let's say thin, light, regular, medium, extra bold, black. So these are different available. So as you can see, I am changing, but it's not changing onto our video because we haven't selected it yet. So we have to select, either we can select one by one, or either we can click on it, and we will press Ctrl or Command A to select all of our text, and then we will go back, and then we will find our text. So let's say I will find the fonts to Montserrat and font style to extra bold, and over here we can change the font size from here. Let's increase a little bit, around 150, and then we can make it either left align, right align, center align, whatever we want. Let's do for center align. And now if you will see, it's not very center align, so we will make it better later on. Over here we can increase the spacing between our letters, same we do for other software. If you want to do, let's do a little bit, and over here this is for the line spacing. And over here, if we want to make our text even bolder, but make our text bolder but with capital letters, we can simply click on it. It will make our text bolder. Okay, and over here we can make it italic, we can make it all caps. If we want to, we can make it small caps. The first letter will be capital and all the other letters will be small, like so. And we can also do a superscript, subscript, underscript, whatever we want, we can do over here. And there will be a parent section, but before a parent section we will go towards align and transform. Over here we can align our text, either align on left, either align center horizontally, align right, or align on top, align on center vertically, and align bottom. So what we will do, first of all we will do align central horizontal. Now wherever the text is present, it will be horizontally centered. And now if we want to do vertically center, we have to click on this one. Now our text is completely center of our this particular video. Over here this is the position values. If we want to play around with the position values, we can do that as well. We can also increase or decrease the scaling, rotation, opacity, whatever we want to do, we can do that as well. Then we will go towards the appearance section. So in the appearance section we have different options available right over here. So if you see closely, we have the fill section, we have the stroke, background, and shadow. Similar to other editing softwares, what the fill will basically add the color to our text. So whatever the color we want to add, we can simply add to our video. Let's say I will want to add a black text, or let's say I want to add a white text. So this is the solid text that we can add. We can also add linear gradient or radial gradient according to our want. How, if we want to do linear gradient, then we have to give us two different colors that we can add. So we can have to choose two different colors. Let's say I have to double click on it in order to select the text. So I will choose red, and right around here I will choose, let's say, green. So what it will do, if you look, I will click OK, and you will see over here our text has been giving a linear gradient. It will start from top and it will go towards bottom. And if we change that to radial gradient, then what it will do, it will start as a radial one, but we will stick towards this solid one and click OK. And over here, this is the stroke is basically giving an outline to our text. How we can give the outline, we have to check mark in order to add stroke to our video. Then we have to select the different text, either go for red, go for white, whatever the color we want, we can do that. Let's go for green and hit OK. And we can also give the outline as a solid, linear gradient, or radial gradient according to our want. We'll stick with solid. And then over here we can change how we can add stroke to our video. Either we can add at the outer end of our text, we can add at the inner end of the text, or we can add at the center. So mostly we prefer to add at the outer end of, and over here we can change the stroke width. So currently it's a 4 px, which is basically called 4 pixel. We can increase it as well. So let's increase it to around somewhere around 14 is great. And underneath there is a background section. Let's say we have a text, but we need to add a background to our text so that it will be more visible when it's placed on some video. So we can add a background to it. So if we click on that, over here first we need to change the color, but for the background and for the shadow we don't get the option of linear gradient and radial gradient. We have just to select a solid color. Let's go for black one. And over here, let me increase. So whenever we want to increase a particular section, we can simply go at the very end of it and we can drag it to make this particular section a little bit bigger. And over here you will see that we can increase its opacity to all the way to 100, and we can also make it bigger to our text basically, and we can also make it rounded if we want to, and we will make it shorter, whatever we can do. Or if we want to lower the opacity, we can do that as well. And then there is called shadow is basically adding a shadow to our text. So let's add a red shadow to our text so that we can able to see, and we can increase the opacity of our shadow. Over here we can change the duration or change the duration of our shadow where we want to apply. Let's go for 103, or let's go for around somewhere around 121. Okay. And over here we can see how further or how near we want to add these shadows to our text. And over here we will see how you can say far or how spreadly we want to spread our shadow. And this is basically choosing its blur, how blurry we want our shadow to be. And this is basically we adding a shadow to our text. And over here, if I uncheck this, you will see that this is the basically text. So we have a white text and we added a green stroke to it, then we added a black background to it, and then afterwards we added red shadows to our text. So you will see all the changes that we have made on our text over here. Now let's say if I have done everything, now if I need to change the whatever we have written, I need to double click on it. Or what I will do, I will simply select this text tool and I will simply click on it and this panel will open. What I will do, I will simply do the command A or control A to select all the text, and now I will change the name to video 002 or 001, whatever we want to name it, we can name it. And this is and this is it. But all the different effects that we need to apply to our text we can do over here. Then we can also create a new layer inside this graphics layer. We can add a text layer, we can add a vertical text layer, we can add a rectangle which we need to add as a background, we can do ellipse, or we can do also polygon. Let's do for a rectangle, and you will see that we have added a shape around it. Okay. And how we can change the value of that shape, we will go toward the selection tool, and you will see that we have different knobs around it which we can place to our text in order to make our this particular shape bigger or larger, whatever we want. And if we look closely, we have this arrows around this dot, and if we pull this toward the right side, it will make our particular shape rounded as much as we want. Okay, so I'll make it shorter. Over here we can we'll also place it over here so that you can see what are the changes we are applying to our shape as well. We on the only thing that we can apply to our shape is its appearance or its alignment. So let's say we want to fill our shape, we can do that. Then we want to add the stroke, let's say, we can do that. Let's add a white stroke, and we also change the thickness of it. Then we can also add the shadow to our text, our particular shape layer. Over here, as you will see, we have added a shape mask or shape shadow as well. And over here we can also change its position, its anchor point. So this basically called its anchor point. Now it will move, the anchor point will stay at its original position, but our different shape, text or video will move right or left or up or down onto that particular anchor point. Then we can also increase, scale up or scale down, and this scale property will also work based on this our particular anchor point. Now let's say I have created anchor point around here. Now it's not in center, so if we increase or decrease the value, you will see that it's happening right around here. And if I change the x and y value, it's still happening across this particular anchor point. Over here we can also increase or decrease the opacity of our shape. Same, it will go, we can change its width right from here, we can change its height from here, and we can also change the roundness from here as well. So these are all the changes that we can add. Then there is a responsive design, which is basically changing its position wherever we wanted, and it's applying to our video frame. Okay, and let's see, if we change to video 002, then it will change the text responsiveness. Okay, and if we go towards on top, we have a shape layer, and now we have a text layer. And over here we can hide or unhide the stuff from our graphics tab. However we want, we can also create a group of different text so that we'll have a single graphic layer, and we can add multiple text or multiple shapes to it however we prefer. So these are the different text options that we can do. And now you will be having a question, how we can animate our text into Premiere Pro. So for the animation, we will simply have to go towards our effects control panel. Okay, so you will see that this is our basic text. Let me hide the shape so that we can only focus towards our text. Okay, so we will create a position and scaling, we will add a keyframe, and what we will do, we will simply make it out of the frame so that we will have an animation that it's coming from left to right into our frame. Then we will go a few frames above, and then we will add another keyframes, and we will reset the parameters, and we will change their temporary interpolation. We will change it later on. I'll show you how it's making the impact. So you will see currently it's out of our frame, and it will slowly comes toward our frame as I play the video, as you see. And if I select both of them, and I will see the ease in, check the ease in, and now you will see our text will be more smoothly coming into the frame, like so. So changing the keyframes to keyframes interpolation to from linear to ease in, ease out, it totally depend upon how we want to animate our text. So in this way we can add animate our text, we can add multiple text to it, and we can animate those texts. Unlike other editing software, we have to create multiple texts right from here, or we can use this graphic template wherever we have different text templates available, which we can simply use to our in our softwares. Okay, so let's say I have like this particular text, so let's say I like this particular tag, I will simply drag to my video, and as you can see, it's loading the motion graphics template. And this is the motion graphics template. It's basically had a text layer but it will have a motion toward those text. Okay, and if I click on it over here, you will see these are the different parameters or different properties that I can change to that particular text layer or different text template. So I'll change it to test video. Okay, and you will see that as I click on outside of the source text, it will simply give me how the text is changing. Over here I can change the font. Over here I can change the font style. Over here I can make it bolder, italic, all caps, whatever we want. Let's do for caps. And over here I can change the size of our particular text. Over here, this is the fill color. Fill color is basically the whatever the color the text have. Let's go for a greener one. I'll click on that, and over here this is the stroke. If we want to add stroke to our color, we can do that. Let's go for a white stroke, and over here we can decrease or increase the opacity of our stroke, and over here we can increase or decrease the stroke width. So let's say this is the stroke width. Over here this is a background color. So currently the background color is black. If we want to change it to, let's say, yellow, we can do that as well, but yellow is looking very awful, so we will go back to black. Then over here we can change the background opacity. If we want to add the background, we can keep it 100%, but if we want to show the background of whatever the video is playing underneath, we can lower the opacity all the way to 0 or around 20-25, however we like. And over here these are the different position and alignment parameters that we can use in order to increase or decrease the position or anchor point or scaling, whatever we want to change to that particular thing. Over here we can increase or decrease the zoom of our text, and whatever, either we change x values or either we change the y value, it will totally change. And over here we can change the position as well. And over here this is the isometric view, so we can change or we can rotate our text according to this isometric view as well. So these are all the different graphics templates available that we can use into our videos. This is the basic text that we can change and to use. And if this particular video still have the animation graphics template same as the other templates available for other softwares, we can still add our own animation to it. So let's see. As you can see, I want that whenever this text is coming, I don't want that, and right around, let's say this is that much longer, I want to make it shorter, we can do that, but it won't affect the animation. But let's say I want to make it bigger, but I want that around this time as the text completely appears onto my screen, I want to make this text even bigger. So how we can do that? We can select this text, then we will go towards effects control, and then we will open our motion panel. We will add a keyframe to position and scale, and we will move a few frames, and we will add another keyframes to position and with scaling, and we will increase the scale like so, and we will make it a little bit on to the left side. And now we will both change that to, let's say, this time is out. Now you will see how it's impacting it the video. As you can see, as the animation ends, it will start our own custom animation that we have added to the text, as you can see. So in this way we can also do for any opacity as well, we can do for crop, or we can also do for rotation, whatever we want to do, we can do to our text right like that. Now we will go towards another section which is called libraries. So libraries and info, these are the two tabs which is basically not one. So if we have connected our Adobe Creative Cloud to our Adobe Premiere Pro, then we will have all the Creative Cloud libraries available over here. And this is the info section, which is also let's say give the information about whatever we have currently selected. If we haven't currently selected anything, then it will show that no item is selected, and it will only show the information about our sequence. So as you can see, current sequence we are around at 9 seconds and 26 frames. Video 3 has nothing. As you can see, video track 3 had nothing. Have video track have on the video track, if we see that this particular thing we are around 3 second and 21 second, and on video 1 we are around 8 second and 21 frames, and on audio 1 we are also moving as we are moving toward the video. And let's say we will select something. Let's say I select this thing, and it will show that the name of that particular thing that we have selected, then what is its type. So it's a movie, and it's at 150% of speed. If I click anyone, it will show that this is simple movie. We haven't changed anything, as we have increased the speed of this particular value, so that's why it's showing a movie x 150 150 percent. Over here it will show that this is a video. It has 30 fps and it's 1920 by 1080p. Okay, and over here this is also showing its audio information as well, that it has 4800,000 audios and compressed audios and stereo. And over here this is the type, that if we want to add the type, it will also show that. And it's starting from into our sequence is starting from 4 seconds and 2 frames and ending at 17 seconds and 1 frame, and the total duration of this particular video is around 13 seconds. So this is the information panel. If we want, if we are into the adding the information, we can choose that. Then we can click on this arrow button in order to see all of the other panels available right over here. So now we will go towards the effect section. So if we open that effect section, we have all these different effects available that we can simply apply to our videos. How we can do that? We can simply do that into, either we can apply presets, either we can apply audio effects, either we can apply audio transition. Same goes for videos, either we can apply video effects or video transition to our videos. We will cover this a little bit later on into this module. Okay, and then we will go towards the markers. Similarly, as you can see, we have a marker option which we can simply apply to our video. Let's say I'll add a marker over here, and it will show right around here that we have added a marker. Over here we can select that marker, and we can simply, as you can see, I have added a green marker. So it will show me that green marker is applied to our video. So if I double click on it, I will change its color, and I will click on OK. And now if I check this green marker, or if I check this red marker, it will show the red markers that it's applied to our video. And over here we can add the name to that marker, we can add different comments to that marker, and how its ending point and the outing point as well. So if I click on it, and if I hold the alt key, you will see that we can also break this uh, marker. So that, let's say I break this down, now you will see that in and out point has been changed, and whatever we name it, let's say I'll name it add text over here. So I will add text, and whatever we will name it, it will show right around here, so that it will signify that we have to add a text over here. And over here in the remarks section, we can name different whatever we want to remember this. So if we want to double click on it, same settings will be appear over here. So this is the name, this is the time code, that it's only appearing for 5 seconds. We can add the comments, we can change the marker color. Over here I will do the green, then we will either make a comment marker, chapter marker. It's basically whatever we want. We can also add a web link, so that if we are referencing videos, we can also do the web link as well. And over here we can preview, we will go toward the next marker, we can go towards the previous marker, or we can simply delete it, or if we have made it the changes, we can simply click on OK, and it will make changes to that particular marker. So this is the entire section for marker. Let's say I added another marker right around here, then another marker right around here. So how many markers we will apply, it will directly show right around this marker basically section. And then there is an history section. Let's say if we want to track the record of what we have done to our project, over here we'll have that different markers available. So we have currently undo whatever we have done 32 times, and these are the different tools that we have, or different options that we have selected. We have last two was we have added last two markers. then we change the marker duration, then we change the marker properties, then we change the marker name, then we have set the marker duration same as. And over here if you see, we have added parameters, or we can add keyframes over here, which you can see the history of whatever you have done so far. So this is all the panel we have covered from here. Then now we will go towards on the top in order to cover whatever is happening on top. So as we have already show you all of the different tools that are available onto this panel, now we will move toward this panel. We have already covered about what is the source panel or the source monitor, and what are the different functions work. And then we have also covered everything related to effects control panel. Effects control panel, properties panel are almost similar, but effect control panel comes with further effects as well. Now we will go towards audio clip mixer. These are audio clip mixer. It basically what it do, let's say on the audio one track we have multiple audio layers available, okay, and if we want to lower their volume we have to do one by one manually. Let's say we have to lower the volume of this particular clip, we have to do this one time, then this. So we have to do each of the clips one single time. But over here what we can do is we can simply adjust the volume however we want, so that we can simply lower the volume of each individual clip. Then so on, if we have multiple layers, let's say audio 2, audio 3, and so on so far, we can do from this audio clip mixer over here. And then we have this metadata. It's basically giving us all the metadata that is available for this simply one single clip, as this is the name of that clip and what are the label that we have assigned. So this, the color of this clip is basically its label, what its media type, either it's a movie, either it's graphic or something, whatever it is. So it will rename it as media type. And then it's what is their frame rate, what are their starting mid duration, and what's their ending duration, and what is the total duration of that particular clip. And then video in points and video out points are available over here. So all these are all the different metadata of that particular clip which is available right over here. Then we have this other metadata available for that clip and the file, and this is also come in handy when we need it, but mostly we don't need it, because when we are placing our clips onto our editing software, we basically know that how we need the clips and how we can edit those different videos. After that, if we there are other panels also available. If we want to use, we can go towards windows, and over here we have all of these different panels available that we can also use. So all of the panels that we have currently been using will be available as this check mark that these are panel available. Then there is audio track mixture, then there is essential sound, events, learn, libraries, elementary color, elementary scope, production, program monitor, progress, and these are the other different panels available that we can also use over here. Or we can go toward workspaces, and there are different workspaces available that we can use. If we need to work on audios only, then we can go towards the audio section. And if we want to work on graphics panel or captions panel, we can go over there. And if we want to color grade our footages, we can go toward the color grade workspace, so that every particular thing that we needed to color grade our footage or add captions to our footage, we will do right from here. After that, we will see about all of the different panels how they are working, but before that we will first focus on our timeline section. So this is basically our timeline, or we can say this is our basic sequence. Over here you will find different tracks as we label as v1, v2, v3, and a1, a2, a3, and you will see that these are labeled as the blue color. And right on the left side there are also another blue color available as v1, a1. But why is there two similar color over here? That because these v1 track and a1 track is the default track, and all the other tracks will be their additional tracks that we will be using in our editing. And over here we can toggle our tracks. Either we want to lock our tracks so that we cannot perform any action to it, or if we don't want to lock it, we cannot lock it that track. And then over here you will see that this is toggle track output. Let's say if we want to hide our track, we can hide it over here. If we want to show that, we can show over here. Then if we go towards audio track, we can mute our audio track if we want to, and we can also solo our track so that only this particular track will be able to listen and all of other tracks will get muted. And over here, let's say if we want to record our voiceover inside Premiere Pro, we can simply click on this button to record our voiceover for this particular video as well. So, and over here you will see that these are other button different available. These are the tools, and these are tools that are available for our sequence. On top you will be seeing that our sequence is starting from 00 and it's going from 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, and so on so far. And over here we can either zoom into our sequence or we can zoom out to our sequence by holding this knob and moving it from left to right. And this is basically the audio visualizer, and it will show that how loud or how quiet our music currently is. So it will jump from left to right. Let me pull up audio over here so that you can get an experience. So I have imported my audio over here. I will simply drag my audio over here, and you will see that right as I import my audio wave will be looking like this. And if I play my audio, you will see that audio spikes over here.
What is manual handling?
So you can see that this is audio spike that are available inside of this particular voiceover. Now what is this button called? It's an insert or override sequence, nest, and individual clips. This is an advanced topic. Let's say if we have creating multiple sequence called nesting, and then we either we can insert it or either we can overwrite it, or however we depending upon. And this is called snap in timeline. So whatever if we uncheck it, then whatever we are doing it, as you can see, if we making it closer, it won't give us an option, and we can accidentally overwrite whatever we have onto our clip. So we will undo it, and if we have snap in timeline selected, then as we make our particular thing closer, you will see it's get automatically snapped together so that we cannot accidentally overwrite for other clips over here. And this is basically link selection. So if we want to link selection, let's say this is linked with each other, and if we deleting any space, let's say we are right over here, and if I deleting this space by selecting the delete button, then you will see that every other thing which is on top will also be shifting from left right to left. That because we have linked the selection, because whatever is it on top, it will also be getting moved with the whatever it's in previous one. And also we have there marker available. So similar to this marker space, we can also mark our videos from here. And this is basically the timeline display setting. So these are all the different settings that we can do if we want to make our timeline differently. So basically we don't want to do any changes, so we will keep it like that. And these are the different tools available that we can control for our particular software. So this is basically called selection tool, and this is comes in handy to select any of the clip and moving toward wherever we want. So this is very handy. And then another one is drag forward tool. This is a tool which we can use whenever we want to forward, we want to move any of the clips towards the left side. So let's say my playhead is right over here, and when I simply click onto any of these, whatever it's been on the right side of the playhead will also get selected, and we can move with a single click. If we want to do this with using the selection point, first we have to select this one, move it further away, then we have to select the second one, move it that way, then we have to move third one, and then we have to do it. So it's multiple clicks. But if we use this drag forward tool, we just have to simply click one time, and then we can move and push everything towards right side. And then you will see that if we click with alt or option button and we will click on this, you will see that now is begin track backward tool. So now it what to do, it will do the entire voice with sub. So if we click on it, then it will choose everything that is on the left side of playhead, and it will select that, and we can easily move that wherever we want. So this tool very comes in very handy if we want to select multiple clips at one time and we have to move it everything. And but keep remember that whatever is on the left or right side of the playhead, it will get selected if we use this particular tool. And then this is ripple edit tool. So let's say I'm creating this video, but I have made this video very short. Let's say I'll quickly make a cut over here, and I will delete this, and I also delete this space from here. So let's say I want to make this clip longer. How I can do that? I will simply go towards the end of it, and as I go toward end of it, then this arrow will appear. So if arrow is pointing toward the left side, that means it's targeting our this clip which is on the left side of the playhead. And if I click and I will drag, then what it will do, it will increase this, you can say, duration of that particular clip, because our original clip is around, if I make it undo it, and this is our original clip is around, you will see that our original clip is around 8 seconds long, but we are just using for 3 seconds. And we can also increase its length depending upon if whether we are using in and out points or not. We can also increase it, and similarly we can do for this clip as well. You can see if I make it shorter and now I want to make it bigger, we can do that as well. And let's say if I want to make it shorter, we can also do that. And as I make it shorter, everything will move toward the left side. So this tool will comes very handy. And if we and hold the alt option key or the alt key, then we will again click on it, then this is rolling tool. So what it will do, let's say I don't want to make it make the duration of our video any longer. Let's say our current duration is around 37 seconds long, and I want to make this video shorter and this video longer, but I don't want to, you can say, extend my duration or any asset that we have used on top. We don't want to disturb that. So what we will do, we will click at the second, and we will move our mouse toward right side to increase this particular length. So what it will do, if you see on the top, they haven't changed all of the graphic, they just make this clip longer and this clip shorter. And this is by using this tool. If we have to use by using any, let's say, other tool, let's say we have to use this by using this selection tool. First we have to select this clip like so, and then we have to make it shorter, then we have to select this one and make it longer. So and then we will get with this tag this particular gap, and we have if we delete this gap, then our video will get a little bit shorter. So to avoid this all of this stuff, we will use this rolling edit tool in order to make a perfect selection. And then after that, this is rate stretch tool. Let's say if I want to stretch any of the video, we can simply do that. Let's say if I want to stretch this particular video, I can do that. If I want to select here, you can see if I want to stretch this video, I can also do that. So it's basically comes in handy for that particular selection as well. And then there is a remix tool. Let's say we have a background music which is very shorter in length. Let's say it's around 30 seconds long, and we can use it to extend it. We will covering this in our later topic, which is basically an AI powered features. So it will be using an AI, so we will covering later on. And then the next tool is razor tool. So how the razor tool works, razor tool is basically, as the name suggests, razor will be using for cutting purposes inside our timeline. So let's say this is our entire timeline, and we want to make different cuts. So let's say this is unwanted part. So as you know that as I move my razor tool wherever I want, it will show me a vertical line. That means that it will place a cut over here. So either we can follow along as wherever this playhead is, and if we make a cut over here, it will precisely make a cut wherever the playhead is. And if we don't want to use the playhead, we can simply make according to this line, and wherever we place a cut, it will add a cut to that particular point. So in this way we can make multiple cuts over here. And if we hold the shift key, then we make a cut, then it will whatever the different tracks on top or on the bottom of it, it will make a complete cut. So if we make a cut without holding the shift key, it will only cut it for that AV1 and A1 track. But if we hold the shift key and then make a cut, then you will see that it make the entire cut on top of every track, let's say on the V2 and the V1 and A1 as well. So this is razor tool. It's basically allow us to cut a single clip into multiple parts. And then this is slip tool. This is not very useful tool if we want to, you can say, we don't want to make the duration of our video longer. We just want to, you can say, whatever we do, let's say I want to change the in and out points of that particular video, we can simply just move it my mouse over here, and it will show you the in and out points, and we will be using like that. And this is a pen tool. What we use pen tool, so pen tool is basically used for drawing shapes so that we can create a shape according to our usage. Or let's say we have this audio layer, okay, and you will see that there is a bright line coming up on top that shows that this is an audio line. And if we want to add different keyframes onto that particular point, and we want to make it lower, or if we want to make it higher, we can do that using our this pen tool. And similarly goes for our selection as well. Then this is the rectangle tool. It's basically used to create different shapes inside our video. And same, if we hold the alt or option key, then it will change to ellipse tool and change to polygonal tool, and then comes back to rectangle tool. And this is basically used for drawing shape inside our videos, and that shape will also be created using the graphics tab, and it will also create a graphic template or graphic track as well. So we will delete that. And this is hand tool. Hand tool is basically used in order to whatever, let's say we have placed on top of our this program monitor. So just to, you can say, make sure that we have choose everything correctly to move this program monitor here and there, and whatever the, you can say, text on top of it, we will be using this hand tool. And then this is a text tool. We have already covered what text tool do. It's only add text towards our videos. So this is all the tools that are available inside Premiere Pro that we can use, and we can create and edit on our timeline. And this is basically using to see multiple tracks to our timeline, and this is also be using on our multiple timeline. And let's see, if we want to make the V1 track or V1 timeline, make it bigger, we have to press on this empty space, double click on it, then it will make it bigger. If we want to make it shorter, we can also do that. So these are two orientation. If we want to make it even shorter, we can simply place our mouse in between this V1 or V2 track, and if we make it shorter, then what it will do, it will make that particular track shorter or particular track longer. Whatever we want, we can do right from here. And similarly goes for A1, A2 and A3 tracks. And after that, then this program monitor comes in, okay. And the program monitors, over here you will see that this is the current duration wherever our playhead is, and this is the final, let me go back to selection tool to make it easier. So this is the final duration of our entire this timeline. Over here we can see that we can either make our program monitor fit toward our this particular section, or we can make it bigger, we can make it shorter, whatever we want, or we can fit it so that we can see everything what is happening on side of our program monitor. Then this is basically going through the entire timeline. We can either use this playhead to scrub through the entire timeline, or we can use this particular knob into use and similarly scrub through the entire timeline. And after that, we can simply, as we can add markers over here, we can simply add markers from here as well. This is an in and out point. Let's say I just want to only export this audio, So I can simply only add in and out points of my this RTO section, and I can simply export that particular section as well if we don't want to export the entire video. This comes in handy if we want to add it in one go and then export our video in multiple sections. Then let me right click and let me clear in and out points. Then we have this button called, let me put my playhead over here. So this is basically snap back one frame, so it will move my playhead one frame at a time backwards, and this will do one frame at a time, you can say, forward. And over here we can play and pause our videos, and this is basically similarly the safe margin that are appearing over here. These are the similar safe margin. If we can uncheck this, then it will go on. And if we want to add, we can add that as well. And this is show rulers. These are the rulers. If we want to make very precise editing, or if we want to place our text very precisely, we can use the rulers. And as we go on top of it, then our mouse will be changing, and if we hold it, we can bring this line to wherever we want, so that we know that this is our video center. And if we go toward the left side as well, this is also the center. Or if we want to only focus on to this laptop screen, let's say just for an example, I can place my lining over here, so that I know that this is particularly space where I want to place my text. Or let's say this is a particular space where we want to add text. So to for guidance our own editing and make a precise text placement, we can use these different guides. And let's say if you don't want to use this guide, you can hide the ruler, but guide will still on there. To remove this guide, we just have to select it and move it further toward this ruler. Then all the lines that we have made will gone, and it won't be appearing onto the final exported video. It will be just available over here for our own guidance or reference. Then this is basically similarly as where we export frame or we take a snapshot or a screenshot, we can similarly do over here as well. And this is basically called show guidelines. So this is whatever we have guidelines added. If we don't want to use it, we want that it will be having over here, but we don't want to show currently, we will simply click on it, and then it will be gone. And if I we re-click on it, then it will appear back over here. So these are the different, you can say, tools available onto our program monitor. Then we have this tool called set playback resolution. Let's say if you have a lower end PC, and it's whenever you are scrubbing through your timeline, then it's showing some errors, or it's showing very slowly or jittering. You can also change it to either full resolution, either half of the resolution, quarter of the resolution, or all the way to 1 by 16th, depending upon your computer's resolution. And this is everything over here. You can also zoom into your timeline and zoom out to your timeline depending upon your need. And also you will see that there is called button editor or a plus button, and if you click on it, then you will get another set of different buttons that are available over here. And if you want to use that, you can simply move this toward this side, then it will be removed. And if you want to reuse it, you can simply move it back in order to whatever you want to use it. These are different buttons available in mark in, mark out, and clear in and clear out. If you want to make marker points and then you want to delete those, you can use that. This is go to in points, go to out points, and this is marker points. Then this is go to next marker, go to previous marker. These are step back that we are already using. Then this is play around. This is a loop playback if you want to use that one. Then this is override, this is left, right, and this is extract. And this is for multicam recording toggle on. If we are into that, if we are using multiple cameras, we can also use a multicam toggle multicam views. Then this is revert whatever we have done so far, just like redo button. And similarly these are different comparison views. These are fx mute. So what it do, let's say we have added multiple effects to our videos and our PC is getting very slower. So what we can do, that we can hide every effect that we have applied it, so that we can have a smoother playback. And at the time of exporting, we can simply click on this global fx mute, so that we can simply regain all the different effects that we have applied it, and we can simply export our video. So this is all the other options or all the other tools available inside for our this program monitor. So this is all the basic reference that you need to know regarding Premiere Pro. And now we will talk about other different workspaces available inside Premiere Pro. So let's see, we have imported everything over here as you can see. Let me delete everything from here, and let me delete these markers as well. Now we will talk about how we can create YouTube video and short form editing inside Premiere Pro. Now let's say I'll just simply import my videos like so. And this is video 4 and this is video 3. Let's say I have these 4 different videos, and over here you'll see that I have these videos, and let me make it each video 3 seconds long. So I'll have a video that is around, and let's say I'll make this around 6 seconds long. I'll pick the razor tool, I'll make a cut, I'll go back to selection tool, then I will delete it. Then I'll go back and I'll make a 9-second clip like so, and I will make another cut and I will delete the rest of it, and then I'll make this around 12 seconds long like so. Okay, and I'll again pick my razor tool and I will delete the rest of it. So now as you can see, I have around 12 seconds of entire clip. Okay, so now we will go through about the different effects or the different presets or video transitions as well. Okay, so first of all we'll go towards the video transitions, and over here we have different video transitions available. First we will go toward dissolve one, and over here we have different dissolve transitions as well. So first of all, as we know that we need to add a fade in video transition onto our video. So this additive dissolve is a fade in transition, and how we can apply it, we will simply drag this and we will drag at the very start of our video, and you will see that we have applied the fade in transition. I'll quickly zoom in so you can see this clearly, and if I want to make it bigger I can simply click on it, and if the icon change to this particular place, then we will make it bigger like so, and then I'll zoom out so you can see the effect is something like this. Now I need to add a transition in between these two clips. So what I will do, I will add this cross fade dissolve transition right around here, and as I click on it I'll go to effects control and I'll make it at the center. So you will see how it's looking like this. And then this is dip to black transition. Dip to black transition is basically a fade out transition which we will be applying at the end of our clip like so. And I will also make this particular transition a little bit. Let me zoom in a little bit, and I'll make it a little bit bigger. Then I'll zoom back out and it will be like this. So this is the all the transition that we have available now. Then there is dip to wide, film dissolve, morph cut, node additive dissolve, and there are other impact transitions available. Let's say this is slide transition. Let's say we will apply this center split transition right around here, and I'll select transition and I'll make it toward the center. And how it's looking, let's see, it's looking like this. And over here we can change its size from here, or we can change the size from the bottom. Wherever we want we can do that. Over here you will see this is the transitions, and we can also take another transition. Let's do for a zoom transition, and we will do the cross zoom transition. As you can see, if I zoom in over here, you will see that we have already applied the cross zoom transition over here. So these are the different transitions that are available inside Premiere Pro, so you can apply those transitions. And there is audio transitions as well. So inside the audio transition we have these three transitions available that we can apply. First one is the constant gain, second is constant power, and third one the exponential fade. So similar to these transitions, so constant gain will be the fade in transition for audio, exponential fade will be the fade out transition, and the constant gain, or you can say constant power, will be a cross dissolve transition for audios. Again, then we have different audio effects, let's say like amplitude, delay and echo, filter. So these are different audio effects that we can apply to our audio, and these are different video effects that we can apply, such as we can adjust the levels, lightning effect, or we can also do the blur. Let's go for the blur one. So we'll make a cut around here, go toward our razor tool, make a cut over here, go back to selection tool, and let's say I want to apply this Gaussian blur effect onto my this second clip. How I will do, I will simply drag my effect and apply to second clip. And if we go to the effects control, and at the bottom you will see that that effect has been applied. And over here this is the blurriness, so you can increase to whatever amount you want. Let's say you want to make it around 30, you can do that, and you will see that this is the before and this is the after you applied this Gaussian blur transition. So these are the different blur transition that you can apply. Then this is color correction that we will learn in the upcoming workspace. And then this distort transition, where we can apply this different transition to our subject. And then there is image control, which let's say apply to this particular transition. Let's make a cut over here, go back to selection tool, and let's apply this black and white transition. And as you can see that it will apply the black and white effect onto our image. As you can see, this is the black and white, and we can either make it to certain points or we can apply it to entire image. Whatever we want we can do according to that. And then if we go down, we have the keying effect. Keying effect is basically removing the green screen from our video, which we will be doing later on. Then there is noise and grain, other post perspective effect. Then there is time effect. There is also a transform effect, which can crop our image or flip our image. So let's say I'll make a cut over here, go back to selection tool, and let's say I want to add this horizontal flip to that image, and you will see that we have flipped our image horizontally. And we can also do that vertical flip as well. So let's say we want to add a vertical flip, I'll make a cut over here like so. And if I want to add this vertical flip, I will simply add my vertical flip and it will applied. And let's say you add an effect accidentally, how you can delete that effect? First of all, you can do the undo by holding the control Z or command Z onto your keyboard, or you can select that effect from effects control panel, and you can simply hit the delete button, and that effect will be deleted from your video. Then there are utility effects, videos effects. So there are simple effects that we can apply, and there are different presets available that we can apply to our videos, such as this mosaic effect. So let's say if I apply this preset, what it will do, it will add this mosaic effect to our clip. If we want to apply that effect, we can apply it to that. These effects are basically used when we have different sensitive information into our videos and we want to hide those different information. Then there are this PIPS effects. Then this is our tutorials effects. Let's say I want to apply this particular effect, I will apply it, and you will see that how it's looking. It's looking like this. And over here we can also change their radius, change their angle. Let's say I want to lower the radius like so, and over here we can change the angle so that it will only affect to few sections like so. And over here you'll see that it's working like so. So you can apply these different transitions, different presets to your videos. Now as we have created our entire video, as you can see, with different transitions. And also let's try to add text as similar we do in our, you can say, at the start of our session. How we will do, we will add a text, we will write it whatever we want. Let's say we add video test 01. So whatever we have applied the previous animations or previous whatever the appearance we have added to our text, it will remember that and it will apply whenever we are creating a new text. And we want to change that, we will simply change it from here. So I will remove the background, I will remove the shadow as well, and I will just simply keep it that text, and I will change the shadow to black. Okay, I will hit OK, and as you can see this is applied to my video, and I'll make it a little bit shorter. Now what I will do, I will go back to my selection tool and I will position my text wherever I want. I will want my text to be positioned at the very center. I can do using this position cycle, or whenever we go to our selection point, we will do using this corner pins available at the end of our text. And around here you will see this is our anchor point. And let's say I'll make my anchor point at the very center, and now if I decrease or the size of my text, and it will only be decreasing according to my anchor point. And let's say if my anchor point is around here, and now if I decrease a point, it will decrease according to that particular point. Okay, so let's say we will place our this particular text right around here, and now how it will look, it will look like this. We can also place different video transition to our graphics templates as well. So let's add additive dissolve transition at the start, and this is how it will look. Now we will talk about the professional audio mixing and color grading which are available inside Premiere Pro. And let's say you have created this entire project. Now we will go and we will try to color grade our footage. So what we will do, we will click on this workspace, or we can click on Windows, go to workspace, and over here we will click on color. And as we click on color, our entire workspace will change, and over here you will see the lumetri scope, and all of the lumetri panel which we can apply to our videos will be shown over here. So let's start with this particular clip. Let's say we will select this one, and over here we can do the basic correction where we can import different LUTs. There are different LUTs available with it inside Premiere Pro. We can use any of these LUTs, or if we don't want to use the LUTs, we can simply change the color. We can take the white around and we will color correct with using the white balance, or we can also increase or decrease the temperature however we want. And over here we can also increase or decrease the tint level, we can increase or decrease the saturation of the video. And underneath we have the light control. Let's say we want to increase the exposure a little bit, we will do. And as we are changing, our lumetri scope will also be changing accordingly. So if we increase the contrast a little bit, we will decrease the highlights a little bit, increase the shadows a little bit, then we will increase the whiteness. So we can increase the brightness, and then we will decrease the blacks from our video. After the basic correction done, then we will go towards creative, and over here we have different lookups available. Similarly to Filmora, we can add different color lookups to our videos, and these are .cube files that we can even download it from internet and we can apply to our videos. And over here you will see that we have different color lookups available, and whichever we like we can apply to our videos. Let's say I like this one, so what I can do, I can simply lower its intensity so that wherever whatever I like I can only do that. And over here we can add adjustment to that color lookup that we have applied. We can add the faded film effect, we can sharpen our image a little bit if we want to, we can also add the vibrance into our image, we can also saturate our image if we want to, and we can also find the shadow tint and highlight tint, and over underneath we can also select the tint balance as well. So as we done with the creatives, then we will go towards curves. So these are the RGB curves that can only hit a certain portion of our video, certain colors in our video. Let's see, if we go towards white, we can increase the whites in our videos, or we can decrease the whiteness in our video however we want. So and same goes for red color. So let's say if you are seeing that there is too much red, you can decrease those redness onto your video. Then there is hue and saturation curve that you can also follow along according to your color. Let's say you can simply select from your video, let's say select this one, and it will make a color, and you can increase or decrease those colors according to your want. And same goes for hue versus hue versus luma, and luma versus saturation, and saturation versus saturation. So you can pick any color and you can tweak whatever you want. So that's why it is called the color grading tool of Premiere Pro. So over here also you will see the color match and wheel section. Over here you can or click on this face detection and will detect the face, and over here you can choose the mid-tone of the face and increase or decrease it. Then you can choose the shadows, same goes for highlights, and you can also do the comparison view to match the one color from to another color of the same videos if you have. Then we will go toward HSL secondary. Over here we can set any colors and we can change their hue, saturation and lightness. Let's say I'll click on this white part and it will select, and over here we can increase or decrease the saturation of that particular color, and we can also change the lightness of that particular color as well. And if we want to change the lightning, we can do that as well. Then we will go toward the refine tool, and over here we can increase or decrease the denoise from our video, and we can increase the blurriness of our video as well. After that we can add some corrections to it, such as temperature, tint, contrast, sharpness and saturation of this HSL secondary one. If we want, you will see the effects later on. Then we will go toward the vignette. Vignette will basically add the whiteness around the corners of our video or the black around our video. So let's say we will pick the midpoint and we will pick the roundness, and over here we will choose featherness. And if we decrease the amount, it will add a black vignette points around our image, and if we increase it, it will add the white points to our videos. Let's decrease it a little bit, and this is the entire color grading process that we can do. And we can take a step further by choosing the illuminatory scope, and we can go toward the settings and we can change the preference, and we can change the project timelines, and these are the very advanced stuff that you don't even want to use. So we will simply stuck with the illuminatory color one. Now what we will do, we will unhide each of the effect to see what it will be impacting. So this is without applying the vignetting, this is giving the effect, and it's only focusing on to our subject. And this is without the HSL secondary. It's very subtle effect that it is applying. And this is color wheel and match. This is about curves. If you see, look closely onto her skin, it is giving a little bit of the effects for this curve one. Then this is creative one. You will see that currently our video is it little bit on the colder side, and if we make the changes to make it around the, you can say, warmer side. After that, this is basic correction that we have applied it. This is without our correction, and this is after our correction. You will see that how we are impacting our particular clip. And let's say you want to see how the entire color grading is impacting our clip. So if you go towards effects control at the bottom, you will see that we have applied it a geometry color preset onto our video. Either we can call it preset or we can call it video effect as well. Over here you will see that this is geometry color. If we hide this effect by clicking on this FX button, you will see this is without the effect and this is with the effect. So you will see that how it is impacting our image. So this is before, this is after. So this is the impact that we can get by using the color grading. Then after we have done with the color grading, we can go toward the audio section, and our entire workspace will be changed toward how audio will gonna look like. Okay, so as we go toward the audio section, our workspace will look like this, and it introduce a few other stuff onto our video workspace as well. Let's say This is the audio clip mixer. We have already talked about this, and this is another audio track mixer, and it's for the entire sequence. What are the difference between these two? This is the audio clip mixer. It's only increasing or decreasing the decibels or the volume of our clip. But if you go toward the audio track mixer, what it will do, it will also do the similar. It will change the volume, but it can also add different effects to our audios as well. Let's say I'll go over here and I will place this voiceover underneath, let's say just for an example. And over here you will see that this is the mix one, and over here is the read one, and we can change the different settings over here. We can also change its the loudness over here, and we can also change the left and right panning of our audio as well. Then we can simply change this knob of our audio around here, let's say like this. And then we can also simply add different mix to our audios right over here. Then we have this entire essential sound panel, which is most important if we are working with sound. Let's say this is our dialogue, so it's already, as it's voiceover, so it's already detected using its AI that this is a dialogue box. Okay, and over here we have different presets available, so we can make it as background voila, or we can increase the high tone and balance it out, and we can increase balance the low tone. What is high tone and low tone? The lower sounding space in our audio, or lower sounding voices in our audio, is basically are the low tones, and the higher pitch volume in our voiceover is called high tone. So if we click on the high tones, if our audio has very loud points in it, so if we have to click on this high tone balance, then what it will do, it will balance those high tones so that our audio will be balanced. And if we have a lower tones in our audios, then we have to select on this lower tone voice, and it will lower tone balance that lower tones onto our voiceover. Then let's say if we have a very noisy background, and where we have a recording, let's say we are recording outside, or we are recording near where there is very much traffic, so we can simply clean up our noisy dialogues by using this simple key preset that is available inside essential panel. And then we can also give an radio effect. How it will look, I'll simply show you. So this is the voiceover,
including lifting, putting down, pushing, pulling, carrying.
this is the voiceover. And let's say I apply the effect from outside the building, and now listen to it, how it will sound.
Of a load by hand or bodily force.
And it will give us an illusion that the voiceover that we have recorded is from outside the window. And if we change that from a radio, then it will give us a radio vibe. Now listen to it.
By hand or bodily force, including lifting, putting down.
And we can also change to from a telephone. Now it will sound like there is someone who is talking on a telephone.
Or supporting of a load by hand or bodily force.
And same for we can do for television as well.
Supporting of a load by hand.
So these are the different presets available that we can apply to our video. And we can do also the podcast wise, and it will add a certain base to our videos. And you will see how it's looking.
Supporting of a load by hand or bodily force.
This is our normal voiceover.
Supporting of a load by hand.
And this is after we have applied that effect.
To the transporting or supporting of a load by hand.
You will see that it has also added a depth to our audio, and our audio is much clearer, and it has a nice bass to our audio. After that we can choose the preset, and if we have the music, then this preset will also be changed according to that. And if we have different sound effects, SFX one, it will also change to that. When we are doing our other upcoming modules, I will show you how we can change these different presets if we have a dialogue, or if we have a music, and so on so far. Over here we have our enhanced speech effect section, where we can enhance our speech if our speaking is talking very slow, or if we have a very noisy dialogue, we can enhance the speech so that we can listen to whatever he's saying very clearly. Then this is the loudness that we can increase or decrease. And then there is a repair section. Let's say we have very noise in our voiceover, we can reduce the noise by using this section. We can also reduce a rumbleness, we can de-hum our voice less the h and different other sounds. If we these sounds are coming from our videos, we can also remove that by using the de-hums, and then de-hiss, that s sounds and that are coming into our voice, we can also delete that by using the his sound effect. And then if we have a reverb coming into our videos, we can also reduce that reverb as well. So the also onto this panel we can repair our voice. Then we have the clarity one. Let's say we have recorded a voice and we want a little more clarity to our voice, because there wherever we have recorded that voice, that had a very significant loudness from the traffic in our video. So we can simply use the dynamics one in order to uh, add clarity to our voice. And over here these are the different equalizer that we have applied. So currently we have choose this pre podcast voice, and over here as you can see this flat line shows that this is our base, or this is our default voice. And over here it can increasing its values to give us that podcast voice feel. And over here we can change its amount. If we want to add a subtle effect, we can decrease it, and if we want to add a full effect, we can increase the value of it as well. And over here this is the vocal enhancer. Let's say if we want to enhance the vocals, so as we have applied this podcast voice, it analyzes that our voice has a little bit low tones available. So what it will do, it will enhance the vocal of low tones to balance it out and give this podcast voice effect to our RTO. And underneath after this clarity one, we have this creative ones. So let's say if we want to add creative, such as these are different. Let's say if we want to create our voice that it's surrounding in an auditorium or in a church or in a large reflective room outside the club, small dry room, thickness voice, warm room or warm voice, we can add these different presets to our audio as well. Currently it's selected on a large reflective room. I'll change to auditorium and now listen to it.
And or bodily force.
And let's change to church.
Bodily force, including
Then I'll go toward the outside the club.
and or bodily force.
So currently we have applied it that podcast wire. So the this particular effect isn't very going very smooth. So let me change to default one, and I'll change it to let's say outside the club.
Of a load by hand or bodily force.
Then we will change to second voice.
Of a load by hand or bodily force.
Then we'll change to warm voice.
Reporting of a load by hand or bodily force.
So in this way we can add these creative reverbs to our you can say RTOs. And over here we can also change the amount, how large or how shorten we need these effects to be. We will change that to podcast wise because it's the perfect match that we have find. And down there after the creative, we have these two options. Either we can mute our voice, which is basically we can do from here, or we can do from here as well, or we can use this ladder, which is this line which is it at the center, and we can lower it in order to mute our voice. Or over here we can increase our volume level. So currently it's in the 0 decibel, that means it is currently at a neutral point, and we can increase or decrease it however we want. So we can increase our volume by choosing this one and choosing this one. So we can also do that. This will be applying to entire voiceover, and this is only be applying to whatever the essential sound feature or the preset that we have applied to it. So this is the entire audio mixing that is available inside Premiere Pro. After that, we will see that how we are using its AI powered features. But before it's using that AI powered features, let me show you if we have a vertical video, how we can edit those vertical video. So we will do click on this vertical one, and you will see that our entire workspace will change according to that. And over here we will have our vertical video. Over here we will have all of our video sections over here, and this will be our sequence. So it will make much simpler, and whatever the features that we have to use, it will show us that particular and important features over here. Now we will talk about the AI powered features of Premiere Pro. After that, let's go towards the AI powered features such as speech to text. So it will convert your voiceover into text, and we can generate different captions and subtitles using that particular AI powered speech to text feature. How we can use it? We will have to go towards our caption and graphics section, and you will see that our entire workspace will change around it. So we have now graphics, we have now properties panel, we have graphics templates panel, and over here if you see, we will now have another new section called text section. So if we go to our transcript section, now it will analyze that we have five different source clips that we have available inside our project, and we haven't transcribed yet. So to transcribe that, we have to select this transcribe feature, and it would start transcribing those audios as well. So currently, as we know that these other we don't have any voiceover, so they didn't include that, but these are different audios that we have selected, because our voiceover does have an audio and it's showing right over here. And how it's uh, how accurate it is, let's see. So let me start on my video.
What is manual handling? Manual handling refers to the transporting or supporting of a load by hand or bodily force, including lifting, putting down, pushing, pulling, carrying, or moving items.
So it uses its AI features to transcribe our entire audio, and it's pretty accurate. Now what we need to do, we need to create captions from our this transcription. How we can do that? We can first we will analyze if there is any mistake. If there is any mistake, we have to double click on it, and we can change that mistake. And if there isn't mistake, we can simply click on this CC button, which is also called create captions. As we click on it, another dialog box opens. So we want to do subtitles, so we will click the format subtitles. Over here we can choose a style, so we can create a custom style for our captions, which we can later use on. But currently we don't have any style, so we will just keep it right like so. And over here, this is the maximum length in characters, so how many characters that you want to show in one single you can say frame. So let's go for around 26, or let's go for 25. And over here, what is the minimum duration for each these characters? Let's go for 2.5. And if you want to do double lines or single line, you can do that. And if you do for double lines, you can also check the gaps between the captions as well. So we will don't need the double line, so we will only select single line one, and we won't change this section, and we will simply click on create caption, and it will use the transcript of our voiceover, and it will create the captions like so. And over here you can see that it has created all the captions that we needed like so. But currently these are the captions. Now we need to change our captions toward the graphics, so that we can also change its values. We can currently change their values as well by going to effects control, and then we can change or whatever the you can say mistakes, if there is any have, we can change that. But to change the entire property, such as we do for this our graphics panel, we'll have to change these captions to graphics. So how we can do that? We have to first select all of our text, then we will go to the graphics and titles panel, and over here we will click on upgrade captions to graphics. As we click on it, as you can see, the captions will be changed, and there is no caption because all the captions are now been changed toward graphics. And now if I click any of this, we will be having all of these different options available, similar to text panel, that we can change over here. So we will select this one, and over here we can change everything for that particular text. Let's change that. Let's go for one start, let's go for extra bold, and over here we can also increase or decrease the value of it. We will keep that. We will add stroke, we will add a black stroke to our text, and over here we can add shadows to it. And over here we can change alignment. Let's make it around here, and let's say we have made changes. So now there is two different things that you can do. Either let's say you have created this complete appearance of your text, and you have changed the every settings that you want. Now you can do for each individual text one by one. Or another quick way that you can do is you can also create a style from your text. How you can do with it, you have changed everything that you wanted. Now you will click on this plus icon to create style, and you can name that text style whatever which you want. I'll name it test style. Okay, and it will save to your project as well, and click ok. And if you go towards your media bin, you will see that you have this text style. Now what if you need to apply to other different of this particular text or graphics, you can how you can do that. You have to simply select all and just simply place this text style onto everything, and you will see that whatever you have applied to this particular video, let me move it on at the center so you can look this clearly. I will also hide the safe margin. You will see that whatever you have applied, it is also been applied to other text as well, and it's moving as our audio is moving, our voiceover is moving. Let's see.
What is manual handling? Manual handling refers to the transporting or supporting of a load by hand or bodily force, including lifting, putting down, pushing, pulling, carrying, or moving items.
So in this way you can add captions to your videos very easily and using its AI powered caption features. So in this way you can create your videos captionized as well. After that we will show you how we can add different changes to our Premiere Pro, such as changing the preference, changing the settings, and then later on I will show you how we can do the exporting and creating a short video as well. So let's go towards file section. Over here, as we know that we can create new project, we can create production, or we can also create a new sequence from here as well. After that we can also open the recent projects that we have just created. We can close this particular sequence. So there are two different things. We can either close one sequence or we can close the entire project. If you want to just close this particular sequence and to open another sequence, you can do by just closing this one. And if you want to close the entire project, you can click on this close project. And if you have opened multiple projects at the time, you can close all projects. Over here you can save this project, as I have saved this project, and my project name is test video 1. And it's this is the path where it has saved whatever the project that I have created. It's saved under documents, and there is a folder called Adobe, and inside Adobe there is a folder called Premiere Pro, and there is another folder inside which is called projects. And over here it is saved this test video 01 project, and over here we will see the name of our project as well. And then we can save as. If you want to save the exact same project into any different location, we can also do save as a copy, or we can save as a template. So whatever we have imported over here, when we are creating a new project later on, we can import everything that we have and we can save all. Let's say we have opened multiple projects at time, we can do that. In other software we cannot create, or where we cannot open multiple projects at a singular time. But in Premiere Pro we can do that. We can create multiple projects, and we can use multiple projects, and we can switch between one project to another project while we are editing our videos. And over here, these are the import. If we want to import, we can either import from here or we can import from here. And if we have used this previously file and we accidentally delete, we can import simple recent file from here as well. Then we can export. We will later on see how we can export our videos. Then this is a project setting. This is not for this is for the entire this project that is we are currently working on. So over here we can see if we want to use our GPU for this project, so we can use the GPU is basically this help us in rendering our project or exporting our project, or helping us so see or use the smoother playbacks from our videos. Over here this is the preview cache. If we have our video, this we have how we display the formats. Either we want as feed plus frames or just frame or time code. Time code is basically starting from 00 and so on, and how we want to display our audio as well. Either we want to choose as audio samples or milliseconds, we can change that. But basically, I would recommend not changing any of these settings. This is basically the color. This is okay. This is the scratch disk, where whatever the capture video, capture audio, video previews, audio previews will be saving right over here. And this is in just setting. Let's say we want to change it to copy, translate, and create proxies or whatever we want, we can do that. But I would recommend keeping it as it is, because it's very advanced and we don't have to change these settings. Then we have project manager. Over here, this is our project manager, and let's say you are working on a project and you want to give that project to your another client, the entire project, if he asks for. Or you are creating project on your working laptop or working PC, and now you are going home or going on vacation, you want to export the entire project into single section. How you can do? You can go towards project manager, you will select all the sequences that you have, you will select this collect file and copy to a new location over here. Then you will give this destination path, and if you have unused clip, you can exclude that or you can include that, whatever you want. And you can simply calculate the project size and click OK, and it will create a new folder where you will have all the different files from different locations that you have used or that you have choose for this particular project. It will copy all those files, copy the project file, and copy any image, video, or voiceover or music that you have selected for this project, and it will create an entire folder. So you just need to copy that folder, and you can go to any other computer, any other, or you can send that folder to your client so that he can also open the entire exact project onto their own laptop. Okay, so we don't need that, so we will click no to it, and exit will close our Premiere Pro. Then on to edit section, we have different edit sections available, such as find. We if we want to find any certain image or certain video from our entire Premiere Pro, and over here we can check spellings or we can change the spellings if we want to. And if we click on this, let's say you have imported 100 clips and into your project, and you just use 15 or 20 of them, and there are 80 clips remaining that you haven't used. So you can click on this button to remove all the unused clips from your video, and it will remove all the images that are unused, all the videos, all the audios that are unused in your import section. And consolidate duplicates. Let's say you are importing multiple stuff and you imported multiple clips that are same clips, but you imported all, you can say, one at a time. So if we use other softwares, they don't consolidate these duplicates, but over here, if you have imported one clip multiple times, you can consolidate those and make a singular file. And let's say you have an audio and you don't want to edit your audio inside Premiere Pro. So this is the best feature that Adobe offers, that it can link their one software to another. So now we are working on audio, and if we want to change the audio, we can also simply edit our audio inside Adobe Audition, and then we can come back to our Premiere Pro and choose our that particular audio. And over here, similar to other softwares, we have different Adobe Premiere's keyboard shortcuts available. Currently I have selected my keyboard shortcuts. This my preset that I have applied. You can use the Adobe Premiere Pro default one, or Adobe Premiere Pro CS6, which is the its previous version, or you can use the Avid Media Composers preset, or you can use a Final Cut Pro features. But I mostly use my left hand for my keyboard shortcut, so I have arranged all the shortcut keys onto my left side. So these are the others. So let's see, if you want to change, you can select any of. Let's say if you want to change to delete, so if we go toward Adobe Premiere Pro defaults, so the delete button will clear or it will delete whatever it's appearing. But for my own ease, I have you can say change that shortcut key toward this D button, and it will clear everything if I simple press the D button. So these are the different shortcut keys that we can change. We need to select those shortcut key that we want to. So let's say I want to change the clear one. I will see, and over here this is my shortcut, and I will click, and whatever the shortcut I want to use, I will bring that, and I will delete this one, and I will add a new one. And in this way you can change the keyboard shortcuts for your own usage. And over here these are the different keyboard layouts. Let's say if you are into another country and you are using another keyboard layout, you can use that keyboard layout as well. And now I am using the English layout as well because it's good for me. And I will click OK. And this is the different shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts that we use. Then we have the preferences available. These are the simple preferences, and you don't have to change the preference that much. And if you are into light mode, you can use your software into light mode. You can change the appearance to light as well, but I mostly comfortable with the dark, so I change to darkest. Over here you can change the audio section, audio hardware, auto save, collaboration, color, control space, graphics. So these are the different other preferences that you want to. If you want to change, you can change that frame count. Either you want to start from 0 or start from 1, it's totally depend upon you. You can determinate media time base, you can change that to 30 fps or whatever you want to change. So you can time code either to use media source, so you can start at 00. I will make it as media source so that I don't get confused with the sequence settings or sequence time code and my media time code. And over here these are the other settings. I would recommend that keeping it as it is. And over here you will see that media cache. So when we are using Premiere Pro, it will create multiple cache files, and either you can delete those files manually, or you can assign a task that automatically delete cache files older than 45 days. So it will analyze and it will delete all of the cache files which are older than 45 days, because after 45 days mostly people don't use the entire same project, and if you reopen the same project it will create another cache files, and if remain the older cache files, it will make your computer eventually slower. And you can also make it, if the cache files exceed the limit of a certain gigabyte, you can give that command to as well, but I have changed to 45 days and it's okay. Or you can go back, if you want to do manually, you can go back to edit, go to preference, and go to media cache and remove delete by manually if you want to. Then let's say your laptop or your PC have a certain RAM. Let's say my certain RAM is 32 gigabyte, and you can reserve RAM for Premiere Pro. Let's say I have reserved RAM 26 gigabyte for Premiere Pro, and the rest 5 GB I have assigned for this. So you can change this value, or you can change as you change this value, the lower value will be changed. So I mostly use Premiere Pro, so I change that to 26 gigabyte, and I have lower for other volumes as well. Over here you can change the playback if you want to. Over here you can change the timeline. So as you know that for video transition or audio transition, that audio transition will be a lot. If you go for the default one, that is in seconds, and it's around 2 to 5 seconds, so that transition will get a lot of you can say time to increase the transition or apply that transition. So I have lowered the duration to frames, so only 6 frame will apply my transition, and audio transition will only apply to 10 frames. And if we import a still image, mostly software or the default Premiere Pro will apply that image to 5 seconds long, but I have changed it to 2 seconds. And these are the time mouse scrolling. If we scroll, it will scroll our timeline horizontally or vertically, whatever you want. Horizontally will scroll the entire timeline, and if we do vertically, what it will do, it will only show the different tracks if we scroll with our mouse. And under the trim section, these are the different trim sections, and this is a transcription. If we want to automatically transcribe our clips when we open Premiere Pro, we can use that. And we also enable language auto detection. So Premiere Pro allow different languages that it can also detect and start transcribing. If you are into that, and if you want to use that feature very often, you can use that. Otherwise, I mostly recommend keep it simple. Whenever you want to use transcribe, you can simply click on this transcribe feature, and you can transcribe your audio. So this is all the preferences that you can change and make your Premiere Pro as according to your liking. Then we will go toward clip. These are all the different clip changes that you can apply to your clips if you want to, but currently I have shown you how you can do that. You can simply do from here as well. Then this is sequence. Yeah, let's say you have sequence, and if you have a low end PC, then this yellow bar will convert or will change to red. That means that it is getting issues while giving you a smoother playback. So what, how you can change it? You can render in and out points. So currently if you haven't added any in and out points, that means you have selecting the entire timeline or entire sequence, and you can simply render it out so that you will have a smoother playback. Then this match frame, if you want to match any frame, and this is reverse match frame. This is also comes in handy when you're going very advanced. Over here, add edit, if you want to add any edit into your video. Over here you can apply default transition. I have made it a shortcut key for that. I have also applied it default audio transition, so you can change the transitions and make it default by simply going towards your effect section, going toward transition and right click, and you can set that as your default transition. So I have selected cross dissolve as my default transition, and into audio I have applied it this uh, constant gain as my default transition. Similarly, you can zoom in and out to your timeline. You can also go to gap or close the gap. So currently my video doesn't have gap, but let's say my video has particular significant gaps like so. So how you can remove those gaps? You can either simply click one by one and delete these gaps, or you can go toward your sequence. You can close the gap using this particular one single button. Then you can, these are other, you can make a subsequence. You can auto reframe sequence. I'll show you how you can create auto reframe sequence using AI. And then you can add tracks, you can delete tracks, and you can also change the captions as well. Then there's a this is a panel for markers. You can mark in, mark out, mark the clip, go in, go out. These are the different for different markers available. Then this is graphic and template. You can install motion graphics template from Adobe, or you can install your own as well. And you can also replace the entire font from your videos. And over here you can scroll through different workspaces. You can add different extensions. Premiere Pro also allow extensions, and these are the different panels that you can use while using your Premiere Pro. So this is the entire preview of our Adobe Premiere Pro. And now we will talk about the exporting and rendering inside Premiere Pro. And now let's say we have this complete video, and now you want to export this video. Okay, so we will now go toward the export section. How you can do that? You can simply click on that to quick export your video, and if you click on that, it will open. It will only show you the name and location wherever you want to save, and whatever the preset that you have selected, it will automatically match with your sequence. So we are using H.264 1920 by 1080p 30 fps 19 megabits per second. This is for the audio, and our current video is around 14 seconds and 22 frames long, and the estimated file size will be 35 megabyte. And you can simply click on export. But if you want to dive deep into the every, you can see export settings, you will simply click on this export button. As you click on that export button, then this window will appear. Over here you can choose the file name. So we will change the sequence one. This is we have named our sequence, and it's giving the similar same name to our final video. We will change to video draft, or we can change video test 01. And .mp4 will be its extension, and this is the location where it will save. This is the preset, this is the format, and we can also change these to whatever we want. We can also change the format if we are into that. And over here we can also change the basic video settings. So we have simply click on match source. So these are the basic settings. We can change the frame size, we can change the frame rate, we can change the field order or the aspect, or we can click on more. So then we have also different options available. Let's say we can select that maximum render at maximum depth, so it will render at very high quality of our particular video. Same, you can check mark this, use maximum render quality, and over here you can choose a time interpolation. If you haven't done on the speed section, you can do over here. I think you can do for frame sampling, frame blending, or optical flow. Then down here, if your laptop, if your PC supports hardware encoding, then I must recommend using that hardware encoding, or otherwise you can choose the software encoding as well. And underneath, if you go that over here, this is the bitrate settings. You can change this bit rate according to your want. So currently, as you can see, we have 35 megabyte estimated size, and if we lower the bit rate, you will see our file size will be drastically changed. But targeting the lower bit rate will eventually lower the quality of our art video when we are uploading these to different social media. So I will mostly do that. We can go the default 19, or if you are having a good internet connection, then you can go even higher, let's say 30, 35, so that we have the maximum quality that we will be getting from Premiere Pro, so that when we export or when we upload these to different social media, so the compression won't affect that much. Then these are all the different video settings that we can do. Then we have different audio settings. Over here we can find the audio format. This is AACC. This is the very advanced audio encoding, and the other one is MPEG. This is the older format, so I usually recommend going for AACC. And over here you can sample the bitrate all the way from 4800,000, or you can go all the way to 16,000 hertz as well. I'll go for the sample rate of 48 thousand. And then you can go either for a mono will only be sound from one section, let's say either on your left ear or onto the right ear, or you can do for stereo, which will be sounding from both of the ears. And over here you can target the bit rate. So 320 is the, you can say, by far the best one, or you can go even higher or even lower, however you want. I mostly recommend going for 320. This is multiplexer if you are using that, and this is the captions. If you are exporting the captions separately, you can choose that captions wherever you want to put it. And these are the different effects. These are the different effects that we have currently applied to our videos, and you can select whatever the effect that you want to apply or that you want to remove over here. These are the metadata, and if you want to include the metadata, you can include the metadata as well. And this is the journal setting. Import into project, use previous use proxies. If you want to into that, you can also select that, but I would prefer just going with whatever they have selected. And over here you can select the range. If you are just want to export the in and out point, you can select the in and out point, or you can say work area, or if you want to entire source, because we have currently the entire source. And over here you can also preview your video. And scaling always set to fit. And also if you want and over here if you want to just import the first 10 seconds or a particular portion, you can do the in and points from here, and choosing the range over here, in and out points. And this is the, they will be telling us the source. So source, we have the sequence one, we have our videos, you can see detail over here and audio detail over here, and they are giving us the output that we will be getting from here. So video will have these different settings, audio will have, and the estimated file size. And we can simply export from here, or we can send the export to media encoder. So if you have a low end PC, you can also install the Adobe media encoder, and you can simply send that file to Adobe media encoder, and it will encode, or you can say it will export our file on the behalf of Premiere Pro. And it will a few times, if you have a low end PC, your PC just get crashed, or the export get failed. So if you use a media encoder, then you don't have to worry about these different things. So we will simply click on export to export it. Or if you go see towards the left, you can also publish your videos. If you have login video or Adobe Creative Cloud, you can also upload the video directly to Behance, Facebook, TikTok, Vimeo, X or YouTube as well if you want to do that. But I mostly recommend going export first and then upload by your own. So I will simply click on export, and then it will first render all the audio files which is its need to render. And after it's done the audio file, then now it will encode sequence, and as well then your video was exported successfully. So now our video has been exported. I'll show you how our video is looking. Okay, so
What is manual handling? Manual handling refers to the transporting or supporting of a load by hand or bodily force, including lifting, putting down, pushing, pulling, carrying, or moving items.
so this is our entire video. So this was the entire Premiere Pro experience that we have just shown you. Now we will, what I will need to do, either we can create a vertical format video. How we can do that? We'll go towards sequence. If we are creating the vertical format video inside the similar project, or you can go back and create a new project. But if you are doing similar one, you can change the time base, and you will change the 1920 frame to 1080 by 1920. This you already know that 1920, and you will say that it will be changed to 9 by 16 and click OK. And as you will see, this is the sequence 1 and sequence 2, and we will change that to vertical one. So we will have the vertical video and we will make it fit. And let's say this is our sequence 2, which is basically the RT1, and we can simply export our videos, and it will giving us this clip mismatch warning that it's showing that our current sequence is 9 by 16 and our clip is 16 by 9. So if we want to choose that, we can keep the existing setting or we can change the sequence setting. So we want to keep the existing setting, so we will click on that. And if we zoom in, our clip has been imported, and you can see that. So what we will do, we will go to effects control and we will increase the size of our video, and we can make the motion toward left side. Or what we can do is, we have our vertical videos, we can simply add those vertical videos to our project as well, and we will simply drag this video over here. You will see that, and we can drag another video right around here, and we will make it shorter so that we can find other videos as well. And then we will drag this one, and you will see that all of these videos have audios because we are seeing the spikes over here. So if we want to use the audios, we can use that, or otherwise we can simply lower their volume so that we don't hear the audios over here. As you can see, this is our audio files that we have recorded over here. And now what we will do, if we want to add different transition to our videos, we can simply do that, adding this transition, adding additive dissolve, adding dip to black at the end of it, and adding morph cut. Then we will go towards slide. Let's say we will do that push slide one, then we will do the blend slide. Now it's showing that we have insufficient media because there is not much frames inside, so we can the transition will contain repeated frames, so we are good with that. And how it will look, it will look like this, and similar this transition will look like this. So these are the different transitions that we can use for our different videos. So this is our entire complete video, and over here we can add text to our videos by using going to graphics templates, or we can simply choosing this text panel and adding text. And similarly we can, now we will do a quick export. What it will do, it will show the resolution, show the fps, and we will simply click on export and it will start exporting. Don't have to go toward the export settings, and now our video is exported, and this is our video. This is the entire video. So the summary of module 5. This module covers the extensive Adobe Premiere Pro, one of the most powerful video editing software in the industry. Learners will explore essential and advanced editing techniques from timeline management to AI powered automation, color correction, and audio enhancement. The module also focuses on export optimization for different platforms, helping learners create high quality, engaging videos for various industries. Now, our next module is Module 6, DaVinci Resolve, Professional Color Grading and Editing Software. Like, share, and subscribe for more on video editing.